Hello and welcome. Thank you for joining our Introduction to iAuditor webinar. My name is Ria Warasinger and I'm from the Customer Success team here at SafetyCulture. Firstly, I just want to welcome anyone who has joined us previously and also to anyone who's joining us for the first time. Over the next 30 minutes, we're going to cover the importance of creating smart and intuitive checklists. Then we'll head into a demo of the SafetyCulture iAuditor mobile and web platform. Throughout the demo, we'll go through the end-to-end user experience and explore the iAuditor analytics platform as well. From there, we'll create a checklist together. Finally, I'll end our session today with a Q&A, so please feel free to ask any questions as we go along. Okay, so let's start with checklists. They're used in almost every industry to some extent, and the reason is pretty obvious. They minimize critical errors and reduce risk when inspecting sites or equipment or evaluating procedures and processes. Additionally, they also help maintain high standards of safety and ensure that we consistently deliver quality services and products. So no matter what industry you are in, checklists will allow you to see what is working well and what isn't. But for many organizations, paper checklists are still the main source of information gathering. And though a common practice, they make for insufficient data collection and jeopardize accountability within a team. And so this is where iAuditor can help. By digitizing your inspection process, you can stay on top of mission-critical issues and gain instant visibility of your safety metrics in real time. From there, you'll be able to focus more on monitoring your team's safety than being bogged down by paperwork and administration. Additionally, our smart, intuitive checklists will allow you to capture more information faster and easier. And though you may start out by just transferring from paper forms to electronic forms, you will actually end up increasing operational efficiency, saving time and money on manual reporting practices, standardizing quality and safety across your organization, as well as measure the effectiveness of your own safety initiatives and programs. But how can it work for me, you may ask? Well, the iAuditor platform is used by companies across all industries and is extremely popular across construction, mining, hospitality, transportation, retail, and manufacturing. And then to the right, you'll be able to see some of the organizations that are already using iAuditor and seeing value in digitizing their inspection process. But how does it all work? Well, companies without digital audit information lack visibility across their organization, and therefore they miss out on vital information that could be used to better their business as a whole. With the iAuditor mobile app, you can conduct audits from anywhere at any time, and it's available on Android, iOS, and Windows 10. It can be used at a remote site, in your facility, online, or off. And the information recorded within iAuditor will then sync up with the iAuditor web platform. From here, you'll be able to review all your collated data, as well as use the analytics feature to gain valuable insights into your organization. And since all the platforms run on the cloud, your data will continuously be backed up and sync with all your devices in real time. Okay, great. So hopefully that should have given you a good overview about the importance of creating smart and intuitive checklists to gather information. What we're going to do now is go through an end-to-end user experience, from the field worker to the administrator, and then look at both our mobile application and the iAuditor web platform. So let's conduct an audit together, but just give me a moment where I move over to the mobile app. And if you haven't already, you can download it from our website and launch it on your device now. This is our iAuditor mobile app. This is where all your collated information will be stored, such as your templates and audits. And if you're working within an organization, this is where all the shared information will also be. Before we conduct our audit together, I just want you to take a look at your top left-hand corner, the little man icon. This will take you to your account information. It will also provide you with important information such as training or our support articles, and will also allow you to contact our support team if you're having any issues, as well as access any settings in the app as well. On the top right hand corner, if you're on the field and you need to sync your information with your organization, just click on that button and it will sync all the information. Once we're done, we press close and we can carry on. So let's imagine that we're a field worker on a construction site, and the first thing we need to do in our team is complete our daily inspection. We would first head over to the template tab, which we've done over here, and we would be able to see all the templates that we've created. And when we find the one that we want, daily inspection, we can go ahead and start. The first thing it will take us to is our title page. This shows us all the important information that will be showed on the first page of the exported audit report, as well as determine any of the metadata that will be used to find our audits later on. Here we can see information such as document number, which is automatically generated, audit title, client site. We can even add a multiple response field. Now remember, any of these fields can be customized depending on the information that you want to gather. As we go through, we also have location, which will pull information from the GPS on the device. If you need to change, press locate and you can change the location. We have conducted on, which again pulls information from the device that you're using, and prepared by, which pulls information from the account that you're signed in. When we press next section, that will take us to our audit body. So here we can see the questions yes with yes, no, NA and safe risk NA as responses. We can also see things that we've customized, such as what shift is it, morning, evening, and midnight. Now, if a user selects an undesirable answer, such as at risk, the system will automatically generate 3 fields: notes, images, and actions. Notes will allow you to attach a note to the system. And that will be saved right under that question field and can be referred to later on. Next is an image. So here you can take a photo with the camera or the device on your camera on your device, as well as select a photo from your photo library. We can also annotate that photo if we need to. Click done, and we'll see that saved photo on the bottom. Then we have actions. So actions is a newly released feature that allows your users to create a workflow within the system. It helps them take care of the next steps when non-compliant or hazards occur. While conducting an audit, users can immediately create an action on the spot and assign it to an individual within the organization or outside the organization. Once assigned, the user will get a notification on their device or via email. We can set a priority as well as set a due date. We also have something called a mandatory field. So next to vehicle brand, there is a thin red bar. That tells me that this question is mandatory and I do need to select a response before I can complete this audit. If I select a response here, that red bar will disappear. That ensures that mission critical information is accounted for always. As we go through the audit, we have those location fields, which we saw at the beginning, media fields if we want to add a photo, checkboxes and switches, time and date, as well as drawing. Now there are 2 ways that you can draw with iAuditor. One is a freehand draw. The second is annotating a photo. So during your template creation on a mobile app, you can upload a photo that can be annotated during the audit. Here the question is mark where the flags are. We have sliders, and we also have information. Now, information can be displayed three ways. As an image here, which cannot be annotated. Free text, which could be rules, regulations, or instructions. And a hyperlink, which could be an internal company website or an external link such as Google Drive or Dropbox. Then as we go through, we also have text fields and single line text fields and our advanced fields. Now our advanced fields really allow you to get creative with your checklists and it doesn't compare with any checklist that you've probably made before. Now our smart fields give you the ability to guide the user in the right direction and hide irrelevant information from the template. So here we can see that the question is, what kind of injury is this? If I select broken bone, the system will ask, how bad is it? And I will say really bad, call 999. If I change my response to fatal accident, the system will automatically prompt me to call 999. Then we have our dynamic fields. So they provide the flexibility to add items on the fly when you're unsure of how many you will be inspecting. So here the question is, are you inspecting a fire extinguisher? We can add our response set, fill it out, and if we go ahead or go through our inspection and realize we need to inspect another fire extinguisher, we can add another set of responses. If I decide on that day that I actually only need to inspect one, I can go ahead and delete, and the system will readjust. At the end, I can sign, and I can mark as complete. Once you're done, you do have the option to export your audit in a few ways. So it can be exported as a PDF, Word, CSV, JSON, or XML. Or if you choose, you can even email straight from your device. If you choose not to, you can close. The system will show you a report of the audit you've just created. And when you're done, you'll see your completed audit in your audit library. Additionally, you'll see any incompleted audit, so if you need to go back and make adjustments, you can. And just one more thing before we move on, you just want to go to the Actions tab at the bottom. Here we'll be able to see all the actions that have been assigned to us, and also all the actions we've assigned to other people within our organization. We'll be able to see the status of that action and also see if they've been complete. Okay, so now that we've completed an audit, let's have a look at our analytics platform, where an administrator will be able to see all the collated data from across your organization. Just give me a moment to move over to our web platform. Our iAuditor web platform. As a user, you'll be able to make changes to your account and manage your data. As an administrator, you'll be able to manage your team by setting permissions on the side here. You would make groups and even manage your subscription or look at our API for integrations. Now, for the sake of this webinar, we're going to go straight to analytics. So as an administrator or manager, you can use the analytics platform as a means to identify trends within your organization. It is a powerful tool that helps you easily identify valuable insights and shows a dynamic overview of how your teams are going. At the top here, we have an overview screen. It's a quick glance where you can see total audits conducted, the average score indicating the overall performance of inspections, total unique auditors, implying that in the last week there has been how many auditors have completed an audit assigned to them, and total failed items. As we follow through, we can view our data in different widgets. So here we can view it as either a bar graph or a line graph, and even choose to export for our own PDF reporting. You can view this data over a period of time. You can even drill down to a specific day. If you would like to deep dive, you can click on the top here where it says Audits Conducted, where you'll be able to see all the users that are conducting audits and how many. This allows you to put power in the hands of the managers by making their teams more accountable for the work that they do. If we go back, we'll be able to see similar data, but for audit performance. Now, audit performance relies heavily on our scores that we set on our template creation, which we will go through very shortly. Again, we can see this over a period of time or drill down on a specific day. If we want to deep dive, we go to audit performance. And in here, instead of the number of audits conducted, we'll be able to see the average score. If we need to drill down, we can select on that specific percentage and see the audits associated to that percentage. Again, we can export as well for our own PDF reporting. As we move across, we have our exemption reports. So here we have our response breakdown. Our response breakdown will show you the different type of responses that you've created and also the default responses, and see how many times they've been selected in this period of time. So here we can see satisfactory has been selected 58 times, non-satisfactory 17 times, and the NA 3. If we'd like to drill down, we'll be able to click on satisfactory and see all the audits associated to that. Then if we go back, we have our failed items, helping us to identify reoccurring issues or non-conformances within our organization. Here we can see walkways and corridors have failed 4 times. If we go ahead and click on that, and we drill down to the bottom, we'll not only be able to see the audits associated, but also any notes and images that the auditors have attached, allowing us to have a quick glance of what is happening within the organization. As we go through, we have our lowest scoring audits, which is pretty self-explanatory, and then our audits with the most failed items. As we follow through, we have our audit location. Now, audit location is pulled from that GPS location that we saw when we were conducting an audit. It's extremely powerful if you have multi-site organization or auditors across the country or world. You'll be able to narrow down to see how many audits have been conducted in a particular area and how many failures there are as well. Now, by default, you'll be able to see data from the previous month. However, you can filter by date, which is what I did before. You can also filter by template, audits associated to those templates, items, author, owners, and even groups. Again, by default, analytics will always show completed audits, but we can filter down through incomplete and archived. Additionally, once you've customized your search, you can bookmark certain views. So here I'm going to bookmark audits conducted by clicking the little bookmark icon. I'm going to name my bookmark, save it, and then I can refer to that at any time. I can see all my other bookmarks as well as the one I've just created today. Now that's a very high-level overview of our analytics platform. And it's important to know that the best way to get insights is to start sharing data within your organization. The more data you have, the more insights you'll get out. So there are a few ways you can create a template. You can either create it from the web platform, which is what we're going to do today, or from the mobile iAuditor app. First, if we head over to templates on the left-hand side, we'll be able to see all the templates that we've created, as well as see the button New Template. However, if you do want to get a head start, you can have a look at our public library. It has tens and thousands of crowdsourced templates from all industries to help you get started. You can download them and edit them as you please. So let's start a new template. Now, upon opening the template editor, the system will automatically take us to the body of the audit. If you would like to customize the title page that we saw when we were conducting an audit, just head over to the Section tab here, select Title Page, and you'll be able to customize this page here. Also, make a note that you can add new sections if you feel the need to. I'm happy with how this looks, so I'm going to go back to the audit body. Now on the left-hand side, you can see all the different type of responses that we can drag and drop from the left to the right. So first, let's start with a category. Then I'm going to drag over a question field. Now it's important to note that the categories will allow you to create separate and easy identifiable breaks within the audit. It also gives you the ability to see which categories are trending in a specific way, good or bad. When we add our question field and we indent it to the right of the category, this tells the system that this question is associated to this category. If I move the question over to the left, it means that these two different responses are different entities. I'm going to go ahead and type in a question. Is the fire extinguisher working? So here we have our default yes, no NAs, our safe at risk NAs, and also have the option to customize our response set. Here I'm just going to quickly add 3 responses. Now remember, with our question field, we can only have up to 5 responses, but with our multiple choice, we can have several. Now we did also mention in our analytics that there was a scoring capability. If your questions do not relate to any scoring, we can turn them off. However, in this case, I want that compliant will equal 1, non-compliant will equal 0, and NA will be cancelled out. If you do have more than 5 or 5 responses that you need scoring on, I do suggest equaling that all out to equal to 1. So for instance, you would have 0, 0.25, 0.5, 0.75, and then 1. We can also add a color and then click Done. Additionally, on our question fields, we can add a failed response. So I want it that every time non-compliant is selected, it's going to show up in my analytics. Also, you can have a notification. This means that every time a particular response is selected, such as non-compliant, I want particular users within my organization to know. And lastly, on the question field, we have our mandatory fields. Now remember, we saw this when we were conducting an audit. If I mark that across, that means that the user must provide an answer before they can complete the audit. As we go through, we have pretty standard responses such as addresses, checkboxes, dates, drawing, the information that we saw before, as well as multiple choice. Now, multiple choice is an extremely powerful tool. It allows you to save predefined answers to a question, allowing for faster and more accurate collection of data. So I'm going to type, what gear is the worker wearing? Here I'm going to add some responses. When I'm done, I can remove scoring because in this case the scoring doesn't apply. I can add some colors as well if I choose. When I'm done, I can click away and everything will be automatically saved. We can also select multi-selection and also have a failed response like we saw in our question field. Now, as we go through, we have some more responses such as switches and text fields and single line text fields. But what I want to show you are those advanced fields. Now, remember we had a look at those when we were conducting an audit. I'm just going to show you a quick example of how you can use smart fields. So first, I'm going to drag over another question field, and I'm going to type, is the floor clean? Now I'm going to drag over a smart field, which is going to follow a sense of logic. So I wanted that every time yes is selected, I want the user to take a photo. Additionally, if I want every time no is selected, for the user to see a piece of information that says, please create an action. Now, once we're done, we can actually preview the work we've just created. We can go up to the top, to the button that says preview, and here we'll be able to see a clickable prototype. As we go through, I want to see how my smart fields came out. So here is the full clean. Yes. The system will automatically prompt me to take a photo. If I select no, it will say please create an action. Now that I'm happy with that, I can go back. I can give a title to my template. I can add a description, and I can even upload a photo. When I'm happy with everything, I can go up to the top to share, and I can share this template to my team, either on an individual level or on a group level. I can even set permissions, which dictates how they can interact with this template, whether they can create an audit, whether they can edit it, or whether they can delete it. Additionally, if I want that every time they complete an audit, I want that information to be shared back with me, I can also set that up. Once you're done, you can see that it was automatically saved to your templates. And if we go back, we can see the template just here. And if we need to edit it at any time, we can click edit. And remember, again, the system will automatically save your data as you go, so you don't need to worry about losing any of your work. So now that we've completed an audit and analyzed the data, as well as created a template, you should be able to get started. And from here, you can either start adding your team and creating an organization so you can start sharing information across your sites. So I also want to do just a quick recap of what we learned today. So SafetyCulture iAuditor gives you the ability to create checklists and conduct audits, as well as create instant reports. You can collaborate as a team by sharing an organization or work as an individual auditor. And with SafetyCulture, all your audit data is backed up and secure. It gives you the ability to analyze your data for trends and insights. And all in all, SafetyCulture will improve your inspection process so you can embrace a paperless auditing system. Once you start using this app, you will start to realize how accurate and manageable a regular inspection process can be. So now that we've wrapped up with the demo, it's time for our Q&A. If you have any questions, please feel free to type them in the column to your right of your screen, and I will do my best to catch them all. If I do not respond to it, please feel free to email webinar@safetyculture.com, and I will respond to you as soon as possible. Now, just as we're waiting for those questions to come through, I would love to talk about our next steps. So as iAuditor is free, you can sign up on the website and try it out. If you want some help with the steps, we do have a 24-hour support team that would be more than happy to walk through the process with you. And as I mentioned before, if you would like any more information, please feel free to email me at webinar@safetyculture.com, and I will respond as soon as possible. Now, we do have some questions coming through. So the first question is, can the system work offline? Yes, it can. So you don't need to be connected to the internet for the app to run. The only important part for that internet connection or Wi-Fi connection is so your information can sync up back to the web platform and so you can gain those valuable insights. The next question is, do we have an API? Yes, so we definitely have an API. If you look on our website and go to the bottom where it says integrations, you'll be able to see all the different type of integrations that we've already made, as well as see our API portal for any references that you need. We have another question. How do you compare different locations? So that's a really, really great question. The best way that I found to compare different locations is to actually split up your users via groups. So if you had, for instance, a New South Wales and a Victorian team, you would split up your users, you would create different templates for those different groups, and then what you would do in analytics is actually filter down by the groups that we saw before. Another question is, how do you make sure certain people are restricted from seeing certain information? Again, really great question. We didn't have time to go through it today, but you can set different permissions for your different users. But you can also control what people can see by restricting that user or that template sharing. So you can limit them to just view information, or you can also allow them to edit the information as well. And we do have one last one, which is, can you follow up with actions to make sure the auditor has completed the task? Most definitely you can do that. As I showed you on the mobile app, you can see who's actually marked any progress on the actions you've assigned and also see who has completed them. The only thing that I would like to mention is that when we do external assignees for actions, right now we do not have the ability for those users to complete a task. However, we are continuing to improve the actions feature, so that will be coming out hopefully before the end of the year. So I think that's all the questions we have now. So I just want to thank you for joining me today, and I hope you're able to get a better understanding of how the software works. And I also hope that you provide us with your feedback, because we do want to make sure that we provide content that is valuable to you and that you get value out of these sessions. So again, please feel free to email the email address on the screen. If not, you always have our support page or contact us. Thank you, and until next time.